These were the three most crazy Roman emperors in history. The significance of exploring the wild nature of Roman emperors lies in understanding how absolute power, political intrigue, and personal ambition created a unique stage for excess and eccentricity. This exploration is crucial because it sets the context for examining the lives of the most unhinged emperors, offering insights into how their personal quirks impacted the empire and reverberated through history. The very structure of Roman imperial power allowed emperors to shape the world in their image, often with little resistance, leading to a wide range of behaviors, some beneficial, others outright destructive. Consider, for instance, the reign of Emperor Caligula, whose reputation for excess and cruelty remains legendary. Caligula's reign serves as a warning tale of how unchecked power can corrupt absolutely. Known for extravagant spending, Caligula depleted the treasury, only to demand that his horse, Incitatus, be made a consul, symbolizing his disdain for political norms and institutions. Similarly, Emperor Nero, another infamous figure, allegedly initiated the Great Fire of Rome to clear land for his opulent palace, the Domus Aurea, while famously blaming Christians for the disaster. These examples illustrate how personal proclivities could drastically and often detrimentally affect the empire and its people. Opinions about these emperors vary, with some viewing them as misunderstood figures whose eccentricities overshadowed their administrative contributions. Others argue they were simply the products of a system that placed immense power in the hands of individuals with little accountability. Some historians suggest that these emperors' more bizarre actions were exaggerated over time by political opponents or later chroniclers, casting doubt on the full accuracy of their reputations. The challenges in studying these figures stem from biases in historical sources and the tendency to mythologize their stories. Ancient historians often had political motives for depicting emperors in a certain light, which complicates modern interpretations. Moreover, the volatile nature of imperial succession led to frequent power struggles, adding layers of intrigue and potential misinformation to the narrative. This exploration of the wild nature of Roman emperors sets the stage for understanding the specific emperors that will be discussed later. It highlights the systemic issues within the Roman imperial structure that allowed such figures to emerge and emphasizes the broader implications of their reigns on the Roman Empire. By examining the peculiarities of these rulers, we not only uncover fascinating historical anecdotes, but also gain insights into the timeless themes of power, leadership, and human nature. As we move forward, keep in mind how the backdrop of imperial Rome made it both a cradle for genius and a playground for madness. In delving into the profiles of madness represented by the reigns of Caligula, Nero, and Commodus, we explore the lives of three Roman emperors whose infamous actions have made them emblematic of absolute power gone awry. These emperors are not just historical figures, they are cautionary tales about the volatile mixture of unrestrained authority and a disordered mind. This concept of madness in their reigns is essential for understanding the risks inherent in an unchecked autocracy, a subject that remains relevant through the ages. The significance of analyzing these emperors lies in their uncanny ability to demonstrate the destructive potential of absolute power, intertwined with personal instability. Their reigns were marked by tyranny and eccentricity, creating a blend of chaos that had profound implications not only for Rome, but also for how history views the concentration of power in one individual. Caligula, for instance, is often remembered for his capricious cruelty and extravagant lifestyle. A notable example would be his decision to make his horse, Incitatus, a consul, symbolizing either his disdain for the Roman Senate or a profound detachment from reality. Another example is Nero, who infamously blamed Christians for the Great Fire of Rome, resulting in severe persecution, a decision reflecting both his ruthless nature and manipulative political strategies. These examples underscore how personal dysfunctions manifested in policy and action, affecting countless lives. Some historians argue that these acts were exaggerated or even fabricated by political rivals. However, they remain central to the narrative of imperial madness. Conversely, opinions vary on whether these emperors were truly mad in a clinical sense or simply products of an absolute power structure that enabled their worst tendencies. Some scholars suggest that reports of their irrationality were politically motivated, written by successors or enemies seeking to justify their own reigns. This perspective invites a re-evaluation of what is often deemed madness, suggesting it could also be a label used to delegitimize former rulers whose methods were deemed abhorrent. Nevertheless, questioning the sanity of these emperors challenges our understanding of leadership and accountability. The narrative of madness intertwines with themes of governance, examining how personal psychologies can shape and often warp statecraft. It impels us to consider the measures needed to prevent similar concentrations of unchecked authority in any governance structure. Ultimately, the lives of Caligula, Nero, and Commodus serve as a potent reminder of the intricate dance between personal proclivities and political action. Their stories connect deeply with broader themes of power and responsibility, urging a reflection on how history repeats itself when governance allows leaders to operate without restraint or oversight. Understanding their stories not only satisfies historical curiosity, but also serves as a dire warning of the perils of unfettered power and the necessity for checks and balances in leadership. The reigns of certain Roman emperors are often remembered not only for their eccentric and erratic behavior, but also for the profound social, political, and cultural impacts they left on the Roman Empire. Understanding these impacts is essential to grasp how the actions of seemingly outrageous leaders shaped an entire civilization's trajectory and the broader historical context. The notion of social, political, and cultural consequences refers to the tangible and intangible effects these emperors had on Roman society, governance, and cultural developments. These impacts were not merely confined to their lifetimes, but set precedents and brought changes that influenced Roman history and its legacy. Examining the significance of this point, one must consider how the whims of emperors like Caligula, Nero, and Commodus reverberated through the empire. These rulers challenged the norms and protocols established by their predecessors, leading to both chaos and evolution within the empire. Caligula's extravagant spending and disregard for senatorial traditions destabilized Rome's finances and political structures. Nero's persecution of Christians and artistic ambitions altered social dynamics and religious landscapes. Commodus's fixation on his image and autocratic tendencies exacerbated political instability, ultimately contributing to the decline of Roman authority. To illustrate, Caligula's reign saw a significant shift in the balance of power between the emperor and the Senate, as he often bypassed traditional channels, leading to increased centralization of authority. This not only undermined the governing body's role, but also set a precedent for future emperors to follow suit. In cultural terms, Nero's patronage of the arts, despite his notorious tyranny, transformed Rome's cultural scene, influencing literature and architecture. His grandiose projects, though criticized, laid a foundation for future artistic endeavors and urban development. If you learned something in this video and you love ancient Rome, make sure you subscribe. We post new videos every day.